We're here at Collins and TV at Xollaborate Marketplace, and we just finished our first session of the day where Bruce Turkel, branding and marketing expert, talked about ways that meeting planners can brand themselves, their companies, and their events. Audrey Davies, Senior Manager of Events at the Home Depot, took a few notes, and she has a few questions for Bruce Turkel. Let's hear what they have to say.
Oh, I hope when you scroll.
Of course. Whenever you guys are ready.
Bruce, that was wonderful. Thank you so very much for your presentation. I am an associate of Home Depot's, and without question, of course, Home Depot has very strong branding. When you think of Home Depot, what comes to mind for you?
What comes to mind initially is that my wife said to me, we finally have to fix whatever it is, but Home Depot to me is solutions. I know you have all the pieces and parts I need, but you also have those people walking around in the orange aprons who can actually tell me how to do stuff. I'm not the handiest guy, but I know that if I go there, they'll tell me what I need. And I love that the guys and the women will follow me around in the store and say, no, you need that. Now let's go over here and you need this. They look at my list. They usually laugh at it. They tell me what I actually need, but it's about solutions for me.
So pretend you're in a Home Depot store, Bruce. Close your eyes. And what is the smell you smell?
Well, first of all, I don't have to pretend. I'm in a Home Depot store every weekend and 2 or 3 times because I always have to go back to get something else. When I was a kid, my dad was a contractor, and I used to walk a lot of job sites with him. When I go into Home Depot, I always go in on the, let's see, from the outside, it's the right side where the lumber is because the smell of lumber reminds me of his job sites. So that's my central relationship with the store, is smelling that wood. I feel good.
So Bruce, you know what I want to do? I want to create a perfume, a cologne called Lumberetto for men. That would be great, and then we could market that. But more seriously, you know, Home Depot is a great brand. I love my company, and I think when you talked about the emotional connection, the associates at Home Depot respect their hierarchy so much, and they respect the product that is on those shelves and how we sell, that we are really part of what we do. So branding comes very easy for us. But what do you suggest we do when we are actually doing an event or a meeting to entice our audience to have that same feeling?
Well, a lot of what you do is exactly what we talked about. So you have the colors and you have the smells, your Lumberetto, but more importantly, you have that sense of, I can accomplish something. Home Depot empowers me because really you explain to me, the people there explain to me, the store explains to me that in this giant store, I'm going to find everything I need to get the problem solved. And I think when you're doing events, I think when you're getting people to understand what you're about and who you're about, it's not a hammer, a nail, a piece of wood. It's about accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And so I would look for ways of expanding that in the events so people can come and accomplish things. Maybe like playing the harmonica, or they're going to do a Build-A-Bike for charity, or the kind of things that say to me, I can meet my goals, I can do things, and Home Depot can help me do it.
When you think about building or remodeling, and Bruce, be careful with this answer, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you have to remodel? Be careful.
Well, I just did. The first thing that comes to my mind, I'm sorry to say, is permits and getting the permits done. After that, it's how can I do this as easily and inexpensively as possible, yet maintain, I happen to be very meticulous and anal about the way things look, and so I want it done a certain way. And so where can I go, who can I talk to that can show me how to do it right?
And also what I find when I do any of my events with Home Depot, Bruce, that's something that's very important to me, again, tied in with the emotional aspect, is that I truly have a belief for what we are doing. I work with a lot of the learning forums at Home Depot, so we train our folks that are in our stores to be able to assist you to the best of their ability. And when you have a passion for what you do, I think your brand stands out so much more than if you're just earning that paycheck day by day. What kind of advice do you give people that really aren't part of their work, that just go there to make a paycheck? And I mean, it kills the brand, does it not?
Well, the nicest thing about what your brand offers, and when you do these events with all the folks who work for Home Depot and who get it, and let's face it, there's occasionally a couple that don't quite get it yet, but they're just people who haven't been brought along. But what your brand does for them is it allows them, the associates, to also demonstrate how much they know and how smart they are. Because there I am with my wife, and we're wandering around, and of course I'm looking overwhelmed, concerned, frightened. My wife is just looking annoyed, not at the store, at me, because I can't accomplish whatever it is we need to accomplish. And then these people come over and they get to say, let me show you how to do it. You need one of these and you need one of those. But always make sure you do this first. And by the way, make sure you do it on a dry day or a rainy day, or make sure you let it dry, or cut it this way, cut against the grain, cut with the grain. They get to demonstrate their knowledge. They get to be needed. Ultimately, they get to be fulfilled. And so it seems to me that what you're doing is exactly right. You're getting these folks and you're saying you should be part of this, because we really depend on you. And you mentioned hierarchy, and hierarchy is a pyramid. And it's nice to think that, oh, I want to be up there at the top of the pyramid. But truth is, the foundation is the bottom of the pyramid. Those are the people who are bringing me back to the store or are chasing me away, because the folks at the top, I never get to meet. I get to meet the man or the woman in the orange apron who comes down off that ladder and says, how can I help you?
And ironically, Home Depot's hierarchy or pyramid is inverted, and that's what we practice. But what I'd like to just sum up with what I've learned today is you just reiterated so much that it's not about this, the name or the font that's used, but it's really about the people and the messaging and the belief and the passion that you have for wherever you work. So individually, we all create a strong brand. And excellent. I've walked away with so much today, Bruce. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. And thank you for helping me get all those things done so my wife is happy with me.
Shop Home Depot.
I do.